Alright, here's e-learning video part 2. Here's where we left off at the end of the first one. If you haven't watched the first one, go back and watch the first one. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Alright, we're ready for number 31. 31 has been a difficult one for me this morning. I've got it all worked out. I just can't get it to work out on the video. So we'll see how it goes on this attempt. So we got 57 grams of ammonia combined with 290 grams of copper 2 oxide. We got to find the limiting reactant. And the limiting reactant is what we're going to run out of first. So we need to take our 57 grams of ammonia, divide by the molar mass of ammonia, which is 17.04 grams per mole. And that will get me 3.35 moles of ammonia. I'll divide that by the coefficient of 2, and I'll get 1.67 moles reaction. And this is what we did on that chart that day. All right, so then let's go with the 290 grams of copper 2 oxide, divide it by its molar mass of 79.55. And I'm getting 3.64 moles. Divide that by its coefficient of 3. I get 1.22 moles reaction. And now what I do is I look for whichever one is smaller. Which is smaller to you is 1.67 or 1.22. Which one is smaller? I think it's the 1.22, so that means that CuO is the limiting reagent or reactant, as the case may be. Okay, so how much of the excess, which would be the NH3, remains in moles? We want it in moles. So what I would recommend is I'm going to start with the 3.64 moles right here. Oops. That's my starting point. 3.64 moles CuO. I know the find over given. I'm looking for NH3, so 2 moles NH3 over 3 moles CuO. And I get a total of 2.42 moles NH3 that got used. How many moles of NH3 did I have? Well, I had 3.35 moles available right here. See that? 3.35. I'll subtract the 2.42 that I used, and I get 0.93 moles remaining. Okay, if we do it the other way, we might get 0.92. Either way, I'm good. All right, so now we need to do what mass of nitrogen gas is produced. So if I start with my 3.64 moles CuO times, I'm looking for N2 now, 1 mole N2 over 3 moles CuO. And then I need the molar mass of 28 because it's N2, 2802 grams N2 per 1 mole N2. And I believe that I will get 34 grams N2. Double check me on that with your calculators if you want. I like 34 grams there. And we got one more problem, and then we are done. What color? How about orange? If ammonia reacts according to the following equation, how many kilograms can be produced from 10 kilograms of NH3? 10 kilograms. We want to know how many kilograms of NO. Kilograms. And it says here the percent yield is 80%. So don't get in too big of a hurry. Don't think you're done when you're not. Okay, so we'll start with, and again, we got kilograms to kilograms. So we don't need to do the multiply by 1,000 and divide by 1,000. So I'm going to start with my 10 kilograms NH3, 1 mole NH3, 17.04 grams of NH3, 4 moles NO, 4 moles NH3, 30.01 grams NO, 1 mole NO, and I get 17.6 grams of NO. Now it says the percent yield is 80%. So how do I get from 17.6, which is the theoretical yield, to the actual yield when I know the percent? Remember, if we remember that percent was actual over theoretical, and we know the percent, we know that, and we know that, we want to know that. So if I do some algebra, actual would be percent times theoretical. So I'll take my 17.6 grams times 0.80, right, because it's 80%, so that'd be 0.80. So 17.6 times 0.80, 14.1 kilograms. Oops, that's kilograms. Kilograms NO that are actually made. 14.1. I don't know if you can read that good enough or not. 14.1. 14.1. Okay, so that's the end of this video. And if you could just send me an email for your e-learning grade, just send me an email that says, hey, I watched both videos, clear to the end, and I'll give you the points for today. Okay? If you don't watch the videos, you're not going to know what to do to get the assignment or to get the points for today. So make sure you watch the videos, and I will put that on Google Classroom. Hey, make sure you watch the videos. And if you talk to anybody about what they did in here for today, say, hey, did you watch the videos clear to the end? Because you need to do that. Okay, so I will see you, who knows when. Who knows when. But next week, if there's no school for a couple of days, we'll probably go on and move on to the next topic, which is thermochemistry, which is kind of cool. We might be able to do some stuff from home, like actual experimental type stuff at your house. So we'll see. So I'm not saying I hope we don't have school next week, but if we don't, we'll find fun things to do. All right, later.